extreme fashion and the incredible lengths some women go to keep up with the latest trends. But our next guests are taking fashion back 150 years to the age of corsets. And you have to see what it's done to their waistlines to believe it. Come on out here, Kathy and Melanie. Oh my goodness. Do you guys mind standing while I talk to you just so we can continue to see your waists? Stand up because we want to see that. Oh my gosh. All right, Kathy, your waist is so tiny. How many inches around is your waist?
My corsets are 15 inches, but that's a measurement inside the corset. So the over clothes or anything over the top will measure closer to 18 inches. So
all right, so, oh my gosh. And Melanie, how big is yours?
I lace down to 22 inches, and I've been wearing corsets since 1997. I can lace smaller, but I like to embrace the hourglass figure.
You're a moderate corsetter.
Yes.
Okay. So, Kathy, have you had any ribs removed?
no.
So you have all your ribs in there?
Yes, I have.
Really? And is there any pain involved?
No, there's no pain at all involved if you do it very gradually. And I've been wearing a corset, well, on and off for 50 years, and full-time now for 25 years. So.
For full-time meaning like you sleep in it?
24/7, yes.
Wow. And why did you start wearing corsets?
We're interested in Victorian costuming, which is the reason for the Victorian dressing gown.
Yes.
And in order for Victorian fashions to look appropriate, you have to have the proper underwear. So I started wearing a corset to make the
Yes.
Victorian clothes look appropriate.
And I understand that you had 2 C-sections and no stomach muscles.
That's true.
And that made you...
Well, when you get to be in your 40s, that lets your figure go a little bit downhill. So at that point, you need any help you can get.
Oh my gosh, I feel like there's 2 of you. I feel like I'm in a magic show and there's a top part and then there's a bottom part and there's no middle part. All right. So I understand that you were inspired by a certain country western singer.
Yes.
Who's
I love
that?
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton.
Yes. I was told that Dolly Parton wears corsets, so that became quite a fascination
But
for
is
me.
Dolly about a corset or is it about this being so much that this looks little?
Well, when you reduce your waist, the bust looks bigger.
Looks
Everything
bigger.
looks nice and proportioned.
Wow.
So
Okay. And Kathy, the Guinness Book of World Records contacted you?
They did. They pursued us for a year or so, but we weren't terribly anxious to get involved with them because obviously they have a lot of funky, weird things too, and we didn't want.
But that's considered a little bit funky
We didn't
too,
want to
no?
be seen in that light.
Sorry.
Well, that's not where we're coming from, though. We're
Got it.
interested in the Victorian.
You know,
direction.
I wore a corset on this show, actually, and I felt like I was lightheaded. There was a show we did for a top model, and I don't know why, y'all. I put on a corset, and I looked like a fool. I don't know why I had it on. But I got lightheaded. Do you ever feel faint?
If you do it suddenly and you're not used to it, you
Yes.
will. And I reduced my waist over a period of 25 years.
Yes, and I
So
did it in a
that's
course
doing
of 2
very-
minutes.
And
Yes. Can you take off your wrap? Can you drop that? Oh. Can you turn around?
I can.
Oh my gosh.
And
I'm
this-
sure you're used to
This
people.
is one of Melanie's creations, so I want you all to know that.
Oh.
She is.
So you're a designer,
She's a perfectionist in recreating the Victorian image, and she made this especially for me,
Yes.
and I was.
But in Victorian days, they weren't that small, right? I don't.
Oh yes. Well, they ran the gamut.
Yeah. But
But
they
it
were
was-
fainting all the time, so maybe they were that small. Oh, help me, darling. You know, all that, right? All right. So your husband where is he in the audience?
He's in the audience.
Where is he? There you are. Stand on up. Stand on up. This is Kathy's husband. And you have to tell us what you do for a living.
I'm an orthopedic surgeon.
He's an orthopedic surgeon. So, and everybody's going, how can an orthopedic surgeon say that it's okay for his wife to do that to her stomach, her spine?
How can you let that happen?
How can you let that happen? How can you let that happen?
Well, really nothing, if you look at it, nothing changes differently than it really does in 9 months of pregnancy. Things are displaced, but for a different reason.
But with 9 months of pregnancy, then it goes back after 9 months, a baby comes out.
Correct. Until
Right.
the next one.
Yeah, okay.
But anyway, there are things that are shifted around a bit.
Where's your stomach?
Well, the stomach is still there, but the stomach is normally filled with a lot of air.
Uh-huh.
So when you wear a corset, it has less air, and the intestine likewise.
Where's the gallbladder and the spleen?
Oh, that's up in the, but they don't change.
Does that move? Does it go other
Not
places?
really. They stay pretty much in the same place.
Really?
They do. You eat less at one time,
Uh-huh.
but you eat the same in the course of the day, but you don't eat big meals.
Okay. And you tell your patients what?
In what respect?
The ones that have like back problems, I've heard that you give them
As far as
some
the
advice.
back, it preserves the spine, it preserves the posture, and it preserves a lot of the female attributes that you were when you were 20.
But if
So-
she takes it off and walks around, will she like,
No, not really. That's always been implied, that,
Yeah.
oh my God, you know, your muscles aren't being used, you take it off, and everything's going to fall apart. That's been really oversubscribed. There
So that
is
doesn't
some
happen.
truth to it in a younger person, but once you get older, to maintain muscle power, and after you've had a
stays.
couple of C-sections, I mean, forget it.
so you've actually documented this, the
To a degree,
process.
correct.
So you brought some x-rays. Can you tell us what we're looking at with these x-rays? What is this x-ray?
Basically, this is an X-ray of her torso prior to corseting. This just happened to be happenstance. It was done for a different reason at the time, but going
Okay.
back, it was done to look at the chest at the time. But it
Okay, so
happened to be
this is no corset. Okay,
No
let's see it
corset.
with after all the years of corseting.
you get a little bit of an idea. Of course, the stays, the metal pieces, that you see, they're very obvious on the X-ray, is the corset.
Yes.
And the upper part of the body is out of the corset. So most of the whole chest cavity is out of the corset. The
Okay.
whole body is not contained,
Do you find this sexy?
extremely.
Extremely. Extremely. Okay, thank you so much.
You would look good in a corset.
Oh, they make me feel like I'm going to pass out. Thank you guys so much. We'll be right back.
Up next, American Bridal.
I'm gonna get my dress today, and that's